Great. In this episode, we're going to share a very powerful job interview technique you can use in your interviews. And this technique will guarantee you get the job almost instantly. Many people have never even thought about this, or they never use it. Those who even have the ability to use it, it doesn't even register in their minds. And that is the secret I want to share with you today. This is what I call the magic arsenal of job interviews. What it's predicated on is very simple. Every company, especially when the economy is tough, looks at one thing and one thing alone: revenue. Revenue. How do they bring in money? How do they increase sales? How do they bring in new customers? How do they push into new markets? At the end of the day, the key objective or the key goal of any organization, except of course an NGO, and even NGOs, they're looking for ways to raise money, right? So the key thing to them that really gets them going or gets them super excited is increased revenue, increased sales. So if you go into a job interview and assuming, or most of the time, for it to even work well or work powerfully, is this: the job that you are interviewing for would have nothing to do with sales, right? Or even marketing. If it has to do with sales or marketing, it's also great. But that what will really set them off on a very happy, jolly track in the job interview is actually when the job that you are applying for, that you are interviewing for, has nothing to do with sales. Then the next step is very simple. You're going to take a personal inventory. Actually, you're going to do that before you walk into the job interview, because remember, this is your secret arsenal. So you're going to look at your relationships, associations that you join, your networks, to see if you have the ability to bring new customers in your interview discussion as far as the company that you're interviewing with is concerned. So let's say if the company sells, let's say the company is a bank, right? And you are a member of an association that probably has a membership of, say, 5,000 people, right? And these are prime customers that a bank would love to have. And you have this database. Let's say you are the one responsible for, let's say, reaching out to them by email or WhatsApp every now and then, and you have access to this database. This is a massive arsenal that you can deploy at the job interview, and they will fall in love with you. Why? Because revenue to a company is like blood to a shark. Shark will always go and attack the source where it can smell blood. Companies will always fall in love with a source that can bring in new sales. So this is the plot. Let me just use an example to demonstrate this. So let's use the bank, for instance. So you applied as an operations manager. That's the role in a bank. The operations manager role doesn't necessarily have to do with anything client or customer or sales, or operations people typically are not client facing. They are I would say back office kind of people, making sure that the engine of the company is well oiled, everything is flowing very well, and like. So let's say you applied as an operations manager or even operations assistant, right? So the people who are interviewing you do not expect that you're going to do anything to bring up the revenue. The operation is typically more about making sure costs are minimized and that kind of things, but not the revenue side. So let's say there are 5 of you looking for that job, and all of you have gone through the interview, and you are the last person to be interviewed. And you go through all the normal mumbo jumbo job interview, tell me about yourself, tell me about this, the school you attended, your work experience, all these kind of things. And then all of a sudden, they say, tell me why you want this job so badly. And you say, oh, I want this job because I have the ability to do it. I believe my background, my skill set has prepared me to do this kind of job. But even on top of that, right, just even as an icing on the cake, I am the secretary to a student group. I would say a secretary to, let's say, I'm just making this up as we go, right? So I'm the secretary to, what do you call it? Graduate group of students in, let's say, who do law, right? And our membership is 5,000 people. And we send communication. I'm responsible for sending communication to these people on a weekly basis. I manage their newsletter. I do this voluntarily, right? And what we do is that we share ideas as to the best practice in industry and any opportunity that will make our membership grow and benefit, basically. And looking at the banking services that you offer, I think it will be amazing and actually very helpful if I alert my membership of 5,000 about your services. I think they will fall in love with your products. I think most people like myself do not know about the full scope of what banks offer. And me, because of the respect I have with this group and the leadership of this group, it wouldn't cost me a thing to promote this bank to this group. And I'm more than happy. I'll be more than happy and willing to do that once I come on board on this company. What do you think about it, sir? I'm even laughing myself. The people who I interview are going to look at themselves like, what just happened? Man, 5,000 people, that's pure leads that we are going to get for free. And they'll start looking at, okay, for this number one that we interviewed, the first person, second person, nobody even came close to offering anything. This is pure gold dust. I mean, this is pure gold dust on a cake, not an icing on a cake. Man, that is going to make them want to hire you quick, especially when they realize that that company, they are not the only company you are interviewing with. Let's say there are two other banks that you are interviewing with. This one, the banks will kill themselves to get you. I mean, literally. I mean, I would say not literally, but quote unquote, right? They will jump over hoops to snap you up quick to employ you. And this, my friend, is what I call the magic arsenal. So if you have any kind of relationships like that, it may not even be a direct relationship. It could be that maybe it's your dad or your mom that is the head of, let's say, a church group or a parent-teacher association, or your dad works in a different part of town, or somebody that you know very closely works in a different part of town that can help you open gates or open doors for the new company that you want to work for. And if you can bring the discussion of increased sales, right? If you can bring the discussion of new markets or new customers in your job interview, you will nail it big time. Anyway, thanks so much for your time and look forward to more episodes like this. Great. Bye-bye now.